Hi, in today's lesson, we are going to learn about applications of arithmetic and geometric sequence. We will try to solve problems involving arithmetic and geometric sequence in business and economics. But for this lecture, we are going to focus on arithmetic sequence only. Once you have learned both arithmetic and geometric sequence, how are you going to know whether the question is talking about arithmetic or geometric problems? Well, the clue to determine that the question is an arithmetic problem is that usually they will have a common increasing or decreasing value in the form of a constant amount. Let's look at the examples. Example 1. Annie saved some money to buy a new car. The first month she saved 400 ringgit. Every month thereafter, her saving increases by 100 ringgit. Find how much money she saved in the 12th month, and also the total savings after 12 months. Okay, so is this a geometry or an arithmetic sequence problem? Remember the clue just now, increasing and decreasing of a constant amount. So do we have any constant amount that's increased for this question? Well, yes, her saving increases by 100 ringgit for every month. So 100 ringgit is a constant amount. And at the first month, she saved 400 ringgit. So this is an arithmetic sequence problem. Why is this the most important thing that we have to do in the first step is because if we don't know whether this is arithmetic or geometric, we might use the wrong formula right from the beginning. Okay, since we know that this is an arithmetic problem, we know the formulas involved. Look at question A. Find how much money should she save in the 12th month. Well, this means we want to find the term T12 or the sum S12. Which one is it? Since the question just wants you to find how much money she saved in the 12th month, exactly at the 12th month, that means we want to find the term or the amount exactly at the 12th month. So this means it's the 12th term. Look at question B, the total savings. Total savings means the sum after 12 months, that is the sum of the 12 months. Okay, so once you have understood the question, let's go through the informations one by one. In the first month, she saved 400 ringgit. This information means it's the A, because this refers to the first month, T1 400 ringgit, or is also equal to A. Next information we have is increases by 100 ringgit. So what is this? This will be the common difference. When the question says that she saves 100 ringgit extra every month, that means in the first month she will save 400 ringgit, and then the second month she will save extra 100 ringgit than the first month, which is 500 ringgit, and the third month she will save another extra 100 ringgit, which is 600 ringgit. Okay, and so on. So question A means that we want to find how much money she saved in the 12th month. So that means finding what is T12. And then for B, total savings after 12 months means we want to find the sum of all of the months that she has saved until the 12 months. To solve this question, we just need the formula of arithmetic sequence since we know this is an arithmetic sequence. Substitute in your values into the formula with your N to be 12, A 400 and D 100, and you'll get your answer 1,500 ringgit. So she saves 1,500 ringgit in the 12th month. Question B. We want to find the sum after she has saved for 12 months. We know the formula for the arithmetic sequence of sums. And we just substitute in the values into the formulas, and you get the sum to be 11,400 ringgit. So in conclusion is the total savings after 12 months is 11,400 ringgit. Example 2. An amphitheater has 50 rows of seats with 30 seats in the first row, 32 in the second, and 34 in the third, and so on. Well, to understand this question, maybe we need to visualize it. An amphitheater has 50 rows of seats. Try to imagine that this is one row, and then we have the second row and the third row and so on until 50 rows. So we have 50 rows with 30 seats in the first row. That means we have 1, 2, 3 and until 30 seats in the first row, but in the second row we have 32 seats, and then we have 34 seats in the third row and so on. Okay, the first question wants you to find the total number of seats. Whenever you see the word total, this usually refers to the sum. So it's the capital S formula. So from the information given, we have to understand what is this 50 and what is this 30, 32 and 34 means. Okay, so let me list this out. We have 30 seats and then 32 seats and then 34 seats and so on until the 50 rows. That doesn't mean that our last seat has 50 seats. No, that means we have 50 rows. So this 50 rows means we have n equal to 50. That's the number of rows that we have, which also refers to the number of terms for this sequence. But do we know how many number of seats for the last row? We don't know yet. So this is just T50. So what does it mean with the 30 seats in the first row? This would be the value of the first term, which is A. And then how to find the common difference? Since we know that the second term is 32, third term is 34, we can simply find the D. The question A mentioned about the total, so we know this is capital S, the sum of the sequence. But what is the n that we have to substitute for to find the total number of seats? Do we know the total number of rows for this amphitheater? Yeah, we do. The total number of amphitheater is 50. So we just substitute in 50 into the n. For question B, given that the first 20 rows were charged 50 ringgit per seat while the rest of the seats were charged at 30 ringgit per seat, find the total revenue if all the seats were sold out. So we have to take note for all of these informations given. So in question B, it just wants us to find the total revenue. Okay, so to solve question A, we can start by finding the arithmetic sequence common difference. To find it, 32 minus 30, you get 2. And to find question A just now, we know that the total number of seats means that the total 50 rows of seats. So it's S50, substitute into the formula of the sums for arithmetic and the values as well, you get 3,950 seats. Next question B. The informations given are first 20 rows were charged 50 ringgit per seat, the rest of the seats were charged at 30 ringgit per seat. And we know that the total number of seats in the amphitheater is 3,950. So how to find the total revenue? To find the total revenue, we have to first know how many number of seats are in the first 20 rows, because the first 20 rows were charged 50 ringgit. And then we should find the number of the remaining seats and multiply it with 30 ringgit per seat. So the sum of the first 20 rows has 980 seats. How do we get that? Just substitute into the sum of arithmetic sequence formula. So the remaining seats will be the total number of seats in the amphitheater minus the number of seats for the first 20 rows, which is 980, and you get the remaining seats as 2,970. This means 980 seats charge 50 ringgit per seat, and 2,970 seats are charged at 30 ringgit per seat. So the total revenue would be 980 seats times 50 ringgit plus 2,970 seats times 30 ringgit. Total revenue is 138,100 ringgit. Example 3. A man saves 12,200 ringgit in 8 years. In each year after the first, he saved 150 ringgit more than he did in the preceding year. How much did he save in the first year? We must understand the problem to identify whether this is an arithmetic or geometric sequence. A man saves 12,200 ringgit in 8 years. That means he had saved a total of 12,200 ringgit in 8 years. That means this is the sum of 8 years. But do we know how much did he save in the first year? No, well, that's the question. How much did he save in the first year? We don't know how much he saved in the first year, but we know that in each year, after the first, he saved 150 ringgit more than he did in the preceding year. If this is the first year, that means for the second year, he had saved 150 ringgit more than in the first year. This means every year that he saves is increased by 150 ringgit. So that information 150 refers to the common difference, which is the D. Okay, that's all information that we have, and the question wants us to find what is the first year amount. So what is A? Since we know this is an arithmetic sequence problem, we know what is the formula for the sum. And we know the value for the sum of 8 years is 12,200. We just substitute that value in, and the rest of the other informations that we have, which is D. You just have to simplify. 8 minus 1 is 7 times 150, and so on. Now here you can either expand this 4, or you can also bring 4 to the right, and it will be divided with 4. Your answer is 3,050. Next, you leave your A on the left side, bring 1,050 to the right by subtracting it, and divide with 2. Your answer is 1,000 ringgit for the first. Write your conclusion as 1,000 ringgit in the first year savings. Example 4. There are 2 temporary jobs, A and B. Job A lasts for 3 months and job B 12 weeks. Job A pays 400 ringgit per month with a 100 ringgit raise each month. Job B pays 100 ringgit per week with a 5 ringgit raise each week. Which job is the better paying job? This is quite a wordy question. Let us extract the information given by separating the information into 2 types of jobs. So job A lasts for 3 months and it has a pay of 400 ringgit per month. The raise is 100 ringgit each month, lasting for 3 months. Job B is paid 100 ringgit per week, has 5 ringgit raise each week, and lasts for 12 weeks. We want to know which job is the better paying job. Well, to solve this question, we need to know whether this is an arithmetic or geometric problem. You can try to list down the sequence for job A and job B for you to understand whether this is arithmetic or geometric. Look at job A. The starting salary is 400 ringgit for the first month, and then 100 ringgit raise each month. That means the second month, job A pays 500 ringgit. And then the third month, increase of 100 ringgit again. That means in the third month, the job pays 600 ringgit. Take note that this job only lasts for 3 months, so there is no 4th month and so on. We just stop until here. Job B, on the other hand, starts at 100 ringgit per week and then 5 ringgit raise each week. That means for the first week, job A pays 100 ringgit. The second week, the job pays increase by 5 ringgit, which is 105. And then the third week, increase by 5 ringgit again. So it's going to be 110 ringgit, and so on until 12 weeks. That means job B only lasts until the 12 weeks. So this is the T12. So we can find the last value by using appropriate formula. So is this an arithmetic or geometric sequence? Look at the difference between the 2 terms. For both job A and job B, both has constant value. For job A, the constant value is 100, and job B, the constant value is 5. That means this is an arithmetic sequence problem with common difference, 100 ringgit for A and 5 ringgit for B. To answer the question which job is the better paying job, we need to find the Tn or the Sn. Of course, to find whether job is a better paying job, and we know the duration of the job, we want to know what is the total salary after you have done the job. And to find total salary, it is just SN, to find the total salary. Okay, so for job A, the total salary is, first writing down the first term A, the common difference 100, N is 3, since we have 3 months there. Find the total using the sum formula of arithmetic sequence, substitute the values in, calculate your answer, and you get 1,500 ringgit. Job B, do the same thing. A is 100 ringgit, D is 5, and then N is 12 now. So the S12 for this question is 1,530 ringgit. So which one is a better paying job? Of course, the job with the higher salary is a better paying job. So it is job B. Example 5. Find the number of months it takes to repay a debt of 25,400 ringgit by monthly installments. The first installment is 50 ringgit and the amount increases by 30 ringgit each month after the first payment. What is the final installment? Let's go through this information one by one. Find the number of months, it means the N. Okay, and then a debt of 25,400 ringgit means that's the total debt that we have to pay. So it's the SN. Why N? Because we don't know how many number of months that we need to pay it with. The first installment is 50 ringgit, that means A. And the amount increases by 30 ringgit, this is just the D. Why do I know that this is D, common difference, and not common ratio as R? List down the sequence. The first month is 50 ringgit and the next month increases by 30, that means 50 plus 30 is 80, and the next month after that increases by another 30, so it's 110, and so on. The difference is just 30 ringgit. So the difference is constant. That is why we know this is the common difference and it's not common ratio. The next question is find the final installment. So there are two questions in this example 5. Find the number of months and also the final installment. Final installment means the TN or the SN. Of course, it's not the SN because SN refers to the total debt. What is the final installment means this is the TN. We want to find the TN and also the N. We know this is arithmetic, so we know the formula involved, which is this formula for sums. We know the values for Sn, just substitute the value of A and also the value of D into the formula. Since we have 2 and 30 inside the parentheses, we can just cancel it off with 2 at the denominator. Divide it with 2. But remember, you cannot just divide it with 2 and 2 here, but you must divide with 30 as well, because there's a plus in the middle. That means this divide with 2 refers to all of this is being divided with 2. Okay? Next, expand and simplify. You will get a quadratic equation. You can press your calculator for this. Before you do that, you can simplify this problem by dividing everything with 5. Then you can factorize it. You get n equal to negative 127 over 3 and also n equal to 40. But is it logic to have number of terms in negative form? Well, no. So that's why n is 40. To find the final installment, which is Tn, we know the formula of Tn and just substitute in the values of A, N and D here. We know the N now is 40, substitute it in and you get 1,220 for the final installment. Thank you for watching.